Hi everyone, this is Eric. Welcome to another episode of Oh Go On Then, You're Amongst Friends. Today I talk with Jill. She and I are sat at a picnic table next to a lake in northern Idaho. You get to hear a lot of chipmunks in the background, some eagles and hawks, and a couple of ski boats. Some parts of the conversation that really resonated with me were that she said it's okay to be happy. It's okay to not be working on something all the time. It's okay to love somebody, to be loved, and to be happy. And she previously thought that it wasn't enough to just be in this place of being content. And so we talk about that. Another part is where we talk about connecting body and food with the words good and bad, should and shouldn't, and right and wrong, and how that can impact people's lives. Now another part when it comes to the universe or God, she talks about feeling more secure in not knowing all of the answers, and that there's much more calm in that part. So later on, you get to also hear that she caught on fire in Spain and burned her legs. I shouldn't be laughing about that. But anyway, she survived. She'll talk about it, and I look forward to this conversation. I guess we'll start. Hi everyone, this is Eric and Jill.
Hi.
And welcome to another episode of Oh Go On Then, You're Amongst Friends. And we are on location on a beautiful lake in northern Idaho. And I'm so thrilled that I get to ask Jill all the 15 questions. And I don't know. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
She's just a deep well of wisdom. So the first question is red or blue?
Blue.
Why?
I tend to like cool colors better than warm colors.
In what sense like them?
They make me feel more calm. Red makes me feel a little anxious.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you wear blue?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to... Do you fold or scrunch your toilet paper?
Fold or scrunch?
Yeah.
My toilet paper. I scrunch it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
You can just like get it in a better shape that way.
In like a circle?
It just does the job better.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it's like cleaner? More surface area?
More space in between my hand and what I'm wiping.
I see.
The scrunchier,
Mm-hmm.
the less I'm likely to come in contact with what I'm wiping.
I understand. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like a big bubble. It's a buffer zone.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Have you ever thought about that before?
Never.
What do you think your wife does?
I could see her folding it.
Me too.
You can.
I've never thought about it before.
She's
now.
more of like a, let's have everything be perfect. And I'm more of a like, this'll do.
Yeah. See, I'm a folder. I feel that
You're a folder.
I feel that scrunching is just too.
Like wasteful?
No, I don't really mind that. I do only use 2 squares, but I feel that.
You only use 2, like when
Yeah.
you poop.
Yeah.
When you have a big poop. You use 2 squares of toilet paper.
Maybe 4. Yeah.
That's insane.
So, but it's not about conserving toilet paper.
That's
It's more
weird.
about precision.
Okay.
Big spoon or little spoon?
Big spoon.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I feel too confined in little spoon. I love like holding on to something.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like attacked? Or not attacked, but
I feel like I don't have the space to move like I want to if I'm little spoon. I feel like I have to stay in one spot, but if I'm big spoon, I can like halfway be big spoon and halfway sprawl over here.
I get it.
And I feel more secure holding on to somebody rather than being held on to.
Yeah. Was that like a discussion, or did it just happen naturally?
I think with Lydia, it happened because I slept on the left side of the bed and her left shoulder always hurts, so she could never sleep on her left side facing me. So she would always sleep facing away from me, so I would just be big spoon.
That makes sense. It's almost practical.
Yeah.
Now it's habit.
It's habit. I can't change it now.
What makes you laugh?
Oh. Pretty much everything.
Really? What about at work? Do you laugh much at work?
I do, actually. I think I can be a nervous laugher. So, like, everything is kind of funny to me, but I think that's like a coping mechanism.
Really?
Yeah, Lydia says she likes me because I laugh at all her jokes, but I laugh at everybody's jokes.
What are your thoughts about the phrase, smile and the world smiles with you?
That's interesting. I've never really thought about that. I think it speaks to like your disposition to the world. Kind of like you're likely to receive what you give to the world. So like if you carry a smiling, open, joyful attitude, the world, you tend to perceive the world as this more smiley, joyful, open place. And yeah, the more people that do that, the more it's like infectious, you know? It's like a infectious energy.
Now, you work on postpartum ward in the
Yes.
hospital with new babies. How does laughter help in that context?
I think, like in lots of situations that are can be stressful or like anxiety provoking because they're so new and there's a lot at stake, and it can be a very stressful time for new parents, you know? And I think normalizing the situation by like having just like lighthearted moments can be helpful for families. Like I don't know, if babies do something weird and you like laugh at it rather than being like, oh my God, are they okay? You know? Because I feel like a lot of people with their new babies who are the first time parents are more scared about everything rather than like relaxed and like, no, it's all okay.
Is it all okay?
Most of the time. Of course, no, not all the time.
Yeah.
But on where I work, most of the time it is.
I'm glad.
And even if it's not okay, I think you can use, obviously I'm not going to laugh at like a really inappropriate time. Maybe not, obviously, I might. But yeah, I'm a big believer that like humor is healing for people. I worked on a burn unit before working on a postpartum unit, and I would laugh with my patients.
Really?
Yeah.
About what?
Just like not about like the
Being
exact
burned.
situation, but like, you know, they're in a hospital and they're laying there with like their body burned and it's a traumatic event, and you talk with them and you have a conversation and you start laughing because you're talking about like something that's totally not related to the situation, and it's helpful. I think it is really helpful. One time I was doing wound care on this guy. He was like maybe in his 30s, and I was like, want me to play some music while we do this?
No.
Well, sometimes we'll put on music. It's like therapy. Like, it's a good distraction for a painful procedure. He was like, put on like whatever you like. So I started playing Florence and the Machine while I was like scrubbing his wound, and she was like singing like a very soft, like spiritual song.
Did he like it?
No.
I feel like scrubbing a wound would be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's why I don't work there anymore.
Yeah.
It got to be too emotionally painful for me. It was a lot of pain. Yeah.
Being with babies is much
Ugh,
better.
they're so good.
Next question. What is your first happy childhood memory?
I don't remember like many childhood memories, honestly.
Yeah.
Some people like tell stories about how they're like, I was 5 and I did this, and I'm like, I don't have any memories until I was like 16.
Yeah. I'm like probably 13.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not a happy child.
Okay.
I wasn't a happy child.
In what sense? I mean, you don't.
Everything was sad. I'm a type 4.
You are a
Everything's
4
sad.
on the Enneagram. You're right.
One of like it sparked like a very a phase in my life that brought me a lot of happiness was when I went to a horse camp in 4th grade.
Stop.
4th grade was a good year for me, actually.
Was it?
I had good friends. I felt loved by my friends.
Huh.
I felt accepted. And then I started riding horses. So that was great.
What is feeling loved like when you're in 4th grade? What does that look like?
I think I felt like I belonged. Like I felt like I had friends who like wanted to play with me and like included me and like picked me to like hang out with, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that feels good as a kid.
Feels amazing.
Yeah.
And what did the horses,
Oh yeah.
what did they do for you?
Well, I've always loved animals.
Really?
And
All animals?
all animals. I wanted to be a vet all throughout college. And then my senior year, I was like, actually, I don't think I want to do that. And so then I went to nursing school.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I've always loved animals. And horses are so cool because they're like, once you get to know them, they're like big dogs. Like they have their own personalities, but they're like massive. I've always thought they were like beautiful creatures.
Okay.
And so I like always like liked the way that they looked. But then they're like, they become like, when you get to know them, they're like your friend. Like,
Really?
because you know their personality, just like a pet dog or something.
So I was helping my friend put up like a mask
On
for
a
the
horse?
eyes.
Yeah, the fly mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very difficult to do.
Not if they're used to it. For some
Really?
horses, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
I feel like I'm more afraid of horses than I am dogs. Should I be afraid of horses?
Most people are. I mean, you have to treat them with more of like a respect than you treat dogs.
I mean, I don't disrespect dogs.
But I'm just saying, like, I think horses are more like skittish than a lot of dogs.
Okay.
So like, but people they can sense, like most animals, they can sense an anxiety in you. So if you're scared of them, they're gonna be scary because they're scared of you.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Gotta stay away from horses. So when you were in 4th grade, happy childhood memory, horse camp.
Horse camp.
What did you learn about yourself?
I mean, in my fourth grade
In
my 4th grade mind.
I mean, yeah.
I learned that I was good at something.
Ooh.
Because the reason I started taking horse lessons is because at this camp I won like a week of free private horse lessons, because I got the highest grade on a test where you name every bone in the horse.
So you were at horse camp, and then you got private lessons after that.
Yeah.
So you know all the bones in the horse.
Not anymore.
You did?
No, I did at one point for probably like 3 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it felt good to be good at something. It felt, I think which I guess I probably knew this before with like my family pets, but like I enjoy having like a bond with an animal, you know? That felt good. I liked being alone.
I'm gonna fall off this chair.
Just me and the horse. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just hate talking to people.
As a 4th grader, so melancholy.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to the horses?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Did you share your secrets?
I don't know how many secrets I had as a 4th grader.
Probably a few.
But like, I hate my life.
Gosh. Number 6. It's a 2-part question.
Okay.
Does the universe know you exist? And what does it think of you? So
Okay.
let's start with the first.
Yeah.
Does the universe, it could be whatever.
Yeah. My automatic answer is yes.
Okay.
That's my reactive answer.
I get that.
But then I'm like, well, we've got to define what the universe is.
Absolutely.
Like, does the universe know you exist? Who or what is the universe? To me, I have had many different ideas of that throughout my life so far. And I can say what I feel now, but
Sure.
I am well aware that that probably will change in the future because I've learned that like I can't ever say anything with permanence.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think of the universe as like God in some sense of the word, like a being,
Sure.
like a higher, what's the word?
Higher power? Cognizant?
Yeah, like a higher power that's like knows, not like
all-knowing?
omniscient.
Cognition.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
That knows things.
Yeah.
That
doesn't like know, like I don't know if I'm saying like this higher being
Is
knows
conscious?
like Eric and Jill and like
on an individual level.
I think in a way, but I think it's like bigger than that at the same time. I know that's confusing.
No, it's not.
Well, this is kind of getting into the second part of your question. So,
Okay.
like, yes, I think the universe knows I exist. What does it think of me? I don't know if I think that it thinks anything particular of me. Like, I think that I am good and loved.
Sure.
Where did I get that
Yeah.
idea? From my family, maybe, from my society, maybe, from God, maybe, or maybe a combination of all of them. So this honestly is it's a thing that's in development for me because I used to be just very Christian in my answer of that and truly like believed like the universe, I would say now it's not the universe, it's like God and Jesus and what do they think of me, like that I'm good and loved, which I still think that. But I've moved more like to a place of holding what I know very loosely, because everybody would have I think everyone would have a slightly different answer to this question, or a vastly different answer to this question, but like, yeah, I still think I'm kind of figuring out what that is. Yeah, I don't know.
I understand. Have you found yourself going from like a territory of knowing to a territory of unknowing?
100%.
What is that like?
Well, at first, it was terrifying. I felt like the ground was like gone from under me, and I was like floating, and like if this isn't true, what I've believed, like the whole structure I framed my understanding of myself and the people around me, if that's not true, or not true, but like not the one truth, then like what is even anything?
Yeah.
And I was telling you earlier, that was a huge part that happened alongside me coming out, and so it was this whole period of like I don't know anything. I don't know anything. But as I kind of let go of like the fear of not knowing anything and embraced like that it might be okay to just be and to just like live my life and see what happens and see like what I realize and what I encounter and what happens inside of me spiritually, and like if I just let go of like trying to manifest that and just like letting it happen, gradually I found like a lot of freedom and security. Like I actually feel a lot more secure not knowing than I felt when I thought I knew. I felt incredibly insecure when I knew because there was always a chance to like fuck it up.
Yeah.
But now they're like, nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
I don't know if nothing matters, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow. That's like, obviously, like deconstructing all of those different things, and the place. Actually, it's yeah. Finding comfort in the unknowing, I think, is one of the most fascinating places to be.
Mm-hmm. I quite enjoy it.
I know.
I really like it. It makes a lot of people really uncomfortable, and I kind of like that too.
I totally hear you.
Your little paper is so cute.
Just jotted some notes down.
Tiny, tiny.
What is a cause or group of people that you're passionate about making life a little bit better for?
That's good.
You don't have to change everything.
I feel strongly about lots of groups of people, but I have not done really anything. So I feel like shitty about that. Because like I care deeply about people's suffering and the injustices in the world. But that's all. I just care. I don't like do anything about it.
What does caring mean?
It really I feel very strongly. Like it upsets. Like it really upsets me. So one, I think, two groups of people have always stood out to me.
Okay.
One is like the homeless and like drug using in the homeless population.
Okay.
At Harborview, where I worked on the burn unit,
Yes.
that was a large part of our patient population. That hospital serves, like their mission statement is like to serve the underprivileged, to serve those who nobody else can or will. And working there like really opened my eyes to just people who are in like have just had like a shitty life.
Yeah.
Like the worst luck, like born into the worst like family or no family, and just, I mean, it really throws like your own privilege in your face. And so, I am very upset that, she's so cute. I think that population, just because there's so many factors that have contributed to the situation that they're in, like why they're in that situation. There's a poodle. Like so many factors that have put them in that position. And it's like a really vast, deeply rooted, interconnected like problem in our society and like world, you know? And it feels just very wrong to me, like just like morally wrong. Like people shouldn't be living this way.
And you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. And then the other population, I don't know if I'd call it a population, but people who have struggled with like eating disorders and other forms of self-harm.
Yeah.
Really resonate with me, because I and a lot of people I know have struggled with eating disorders for a long time, and it really gets me because it's something that could be so, like all that pain and suffering that person experiences is so avoidable. Like by just receiving the right type of love or like message, like you are okay, or like you are enough. I don't know. And I'm not saying that everybody engages in those activities for the same reason. Obviously, it's a complicated and very personal issue. But yeah, like any sort of self-harm the problem isn't about the harm itself. It's like a deeper issue, obviously. So yeah, I would say those two things.
That sense of you are okay and you are enough really resonates with me. It really is very beautiful. We should just go around the street.
Right?
Just start telling people
That's
that.
literally all that anyone wants to hear. Like, I truly believe that. Like, you are okay and you are enough.
Yeah.
Like, what else do we want? We just want to be accepted and loved for who we are. Everybody.
What messages do you think are coming into people's minds that impact their eating? That they're not okay and they're not enough?
There's all these shoulds and shouldn'ts. Or good and bad. There's so many moral judgments, or a moral connotation to the words that we use for like food and body image and weight. Like, it's like, oh, I'm bad, I'm eating these French fries.
Oh, okay.
I fucked up this year, like I gained 10 pounds. Like, it's like, what, like, deconstruct that and think about what you're saying. Like, are you happy? Are you like filled in your life? Are you doing things that you're passionate about? Like, why are we like defining how good you are in your life by like what you look like and like what you eat and your outer presentation to the world? Not that that doesn't matter. Like, of course, image is like, we're humans. Like, we make first impressions and judgments on people, but like from a very young age, I think we're taught to associate like food and body with like good and bad and right and wrong and should and shouldn't.
Wow.
And then we like internalize that and think we're a bad person.
Yeah. We shouldn't shit on our friends or shit on ourselves. That's what I always say. Don't shit on anybody.
Don't shit on anybody. Yes. Who likes to hear like you should do this?
Right?
I'd be like, fuck you, I don't have to do anything. Like, God, leave me alone.
I love on this podcast that you can say whatever you want.
Sorry. You never told me I couldn't say anything.
We're having wine on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What are 2 positive words to describe yourself?
Oh.
It's in my ear.
Ah,
it's in my ear.
It's really, wait, it's not in there anymore.
It literally landed in.
Okay.
Yeah. I found a home. Yeah.
It's not there anymore. Don't worry.
2 positive words.
2 positive words.
Yeah.
I think empathetic is one of them.
Okay.
I think it comes naturally to me to feel what other people are feeling, and I think that's something how I like relate to people. That's how I like form relationships. It's like I understand how you feel because I felt this way before.
Yeah.
But like that's annoying. But yeah, I think I'm empathetic.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can do one.
One's good.
One's good.
Yeah.
Now, being a melancholy 4th grader, like, when did you realize that you were empathetic? When did you realize that it was a thing and like have a name for it?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Not until I was an adult. Probably not even in high school. Probably until college. I feel like in college was when I really started like seeing myself rather than like living in this like bubble of like I hate everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So you stopped hating everything?
No, I've always hated everything.
I'm my type of girl. Oh my god.
I still hate everything. No, I don't really know like a specific time frame of when I was like, I realized that I'm an empathetic person.
On your 19th birthday, you realized?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a specific time, but I mean, I feel like, like in the past 5 or 10 years, like all these like personality tests and like knowing, like being able to like define yourself and characterize like your traits has become more talked about and like more popular, kind of like trendy. And so I've always like loved personality tests and stuff.
What's your Myers-Briggs?
Huh?
What's your Myers-Briggs?
So it changes a little bit, but it's like, it's either ISFJ or INFJ.
Okay. I'm an ENFP.
Opposite.
I know.
No, not
Well,
really
N and F.
opposite. Yeah, yeah. I don't really know anything about that.
That's fine. I think the J and the P are the most different.
The J and
You're
the
more
P.
of like an organizer. I'm more of a perceiver.
Okay.
Like overly emotional. It's pretty annoying.
You're overly emotional?
Yeah. Shocking, I know.
I feel like I'm overly emotional. I hate everything.
That's right. Yeah, I hate everything and I cry about it.
I do too. I thought you said you couldn't cry.
I can't. I fake cry. Should we go to the next question? I don't want to talk about me anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ooh. What is like a moment or an event where you thought, oh my gosh, the world's over. Tomorrow's not going to happen?
Oh, I literally have like a very specific example.
No. Yes.
I was.
Oh, go on.
So I went. Oh, go on. I was in college and I went to Point Loma in San Diego, and it's right near a naval base.
That's right.
And I was up late in my dorm room. My roommate was sleeping. So she was asleep. I was at my desk and I was like doing like a physics quiz or something.
For fun?
No,
for school.
like for
okay.
school. I hated physics. No, for school. Okay. I was like doing homework.
Yeah.
And this plane flew over. Like, I can't explain to you how loud it was and for like how long it was there, and I was like, we're getting bombed. Like, this is it. I'm gonna die in my dorm room while I'm doing a fucking physics quiz. Like, this is it. My roommate's just peacefully asleep.
Yeah.
And I literally thought I was gonna die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When the plane passed, did you think another one's gonna come and the bomb's gonna come?
Probably. I don't remember. I just remember feeling really sweaty.
Oh my god.
I think that's like one thing that like gets in my mind. Is like anytime a loud plane flies overhead, I'm like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're getting bombed and this is the end.
We live in the nuclear age.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't like us.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Ooh, okay. So this next question is one of my favorites.
Okay. What if I have a shitty answer to it?
You won't. There are no shitty answers.
I don't believe you. Okay.
You're right. I keep a blog. A secret blog for myself. Love and suffering are said to be our greatest teachers. What has each taught you?
Oh, God, that's a good question.
Isn't it kind of good?
I love that one.
Yeah, they're our greatest teachers.
Should I start with love or suffering?
That's up to you.
They're so deeply intertwined.
How so?
They make me feel the same way.
Get out of here.
I feel like, I mean, I'm a very strong feeler, but when Lydia actually jokes, this is on the lighter end, but like she jokes that anything that makes me really happy, I verbalize, like the way I express that is like, oh my God, I'm so sad. It like someone like to see something that's like so good and like so just good in the sense of the word, like in every sense of the word.
Okay.
It pains me.
Really?
It hurts because it's so beautiful, or like it's just so, I don't know. So like I like to feel things, like it feels good to me to feel deeply, whether that's a positive or negative emotion. I kind of crave to like feel something strongly. So I've actually, obviously nobody enjoys suffering, but like the times that I've felt that I've suffered have sometimes, and when I'm in like better, like happy place, like a better phase in my life, like as of late.
Yeah.
Or like happy is my more normal emotion than being depressed and sad. I kind of miss like the suffering sometimes because it really forces you to like connect with yourself and like it just brings about a different, like a deeper like connection to like like the world and reality than I think love sometimes does.
Explain that, because that equates reality with suffering.
I know.
That does not equate reality with love.
But I don't really mean that, because I felt the same way with love. I think just in my life, I've felt that more with suffering, and only as of late, I've experienced that with love.
In what sense?
So like, okay, well, back to your original question. What have they each taught me? I think, I guess I'll just start with suffering. I think suffering has taught me that, like, it's so hard, because when I think of my suffering, I'm like, who the fuck am I to talk about, like, how I've deeply suffered when, like, other people in the world have, like, actually suffered. So I'm like, suffering has taught me that, like what? I can't do that, but I will.
Atta girl.
But, like, just with that disclaimer of, like, my suffering in comparison to someone else's suffering, of course it's all relative, and we each are experiencing our own. Like, my suffering might feel just as painful to me as someone else's suffering who is, like, being tortured as a prisoner of war. Like, even though it's not the same, you know, like, I can't compare that. So I feel stupid talking about what suffering has taught me. That's my point. But I think it's taught me that, like, pain isn't something to be afraid of, because it can transform things. Like, suffering and pain can kind of, like, the idea of, like, death and rebirth, like destruction and regrowth, like, so the loss of things is painful, but it gives room for new, more mature things. And so I think that's what suffering's taught me, is, like, it might be really hard and painful, but, like, we can get through. We can do these things. Like, we will get through it, sort of thing. And then for love, it's going to sound very cheesy, but I haven't experienced, like, the transforming type of love in my life. Like, the first time I feel like I've experienced that transformative type of love, aside from, like, my relationship with God when I was younger, and, like, Christianity and Jesus, and, like, that transformation, which I don't have anymore.
Yeah. But there was, like, a moment.
There was a moment. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that I hadn't experienced that with a tangible human being, and that feels very different than it feels like with God in my head. Okay. To me. And so, like, experiencing the type of love that I have with Lydia, that has, I think that it's taught me that, like, this is, like, on a personal, not so much a, like, humanity level, but for me personally, it's like, it's okay to be happy. like it's okay to not like be working on something all the time. Like it's okay to just like be loved and love somebody and be happy. I never thought that was okay. I never thought it was enough to just like be happy. It's like, well, like what are you doing though?
What changed? I mean, like, how did you allow yourself to get to that place? Because
I mean, living, like, being so close with someone and living with someone who lives that way, like, Lydia is, like, the best at just, like, letting herself, like, be.
Yeah.
She's, like, she's accepted herself, and she's confident in who she is.
That's true.
And I had never been that close with somebody like that before. And that that changed me. Like she allowed, like, you know, like people are influential. Like if you see someone and you're living very closely with them, like living like that, it allows you to be like that.
Did, with her as your wife, there is that sense of foreverness.
Yeah.
And did that also feel calming to have her not just as a friend, but as your wife?
Yes. Our relationship has had its ups and downs though. So in that like forever sense, that's a tangled question for us. Not that like we are monogamous and we will be together forever. Yes. That's like that's where we're both at in our commitment. But I think that she's also actually helped me like hold more loosely to that, not in like I don't think we're actually going to be together forever way, but like I think I used to cling on to somebody else as my like sense of security. Like you're never going to leave me, right? Like don't leave me. Yeah. And she's helped me to be like, life and shit like happens. Like God forbid that we would ever be apart, but like things happen, and I think that I'm more okay with that idea than I used to be. Like I used to just be like, let's forget about all the bad things that could happen and just like make sure that you never leave me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's like a 50% divorce rate anyway, and I feel that so many different couples had that. We're going to be together forever, and then they get divorced, and they didn't even see it as a possibility.
Well, and that's why I feel even more secure in our relationship, because like we both understand that like shit happens. Yeah. But I think that actually gives us a greater chance of success than just being blind to reality. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Wow. So question 11 is similar to question number 9.
Wait, are you going to ask them these same questions?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I can't wait to hear their answers.
I know.
Okay.
Have you ever thought you were going to die?
The bombs.
The bombs. The bombs. The bombs.
Oh, yeah. It caught on fire once.
Wait, what?
I always forget that this happened. I interviewed on a fucking burn unit, and I didn't tell the story of how I was a burn victim because I forgot.
Wow.
Just like life.
Why? What?
I was visiting Brienne in Spain. Remember when she lived in Spain?
Yes.
Yeah. So Brienne, my sister, she.
I know. Should we orient toward
for
the camera
people.
more?
She was living in Spain.
Go on.
And it was in between my freshman and sophomore year of college.
Okay.
And so I was going to visit her for the summer, and we were gonna have like this Spain trip vacay. And I was super excited.
The way you say it. All right.
So yeah, I went over to visit her. She was living in Barcelona. I flew into Barcelona. The next day we went to Sevilla, which is like a very much smaller town. I don't know. You've probably been there.
No, I was supposed to move to live there. I never did.
I
know.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
So we went to the spa, and we're standing in line like to make our appointment. And I was wearing like a long, like cotton, like maxi dress, you know, like
Yes.
long to the floor.
Okay. Oh.
Gown.
They're
I was
called-
wearing a ball gown.
They're called maxi dresses?
Yes, it's called a maxi dress.
That's weird.
Because it's like a casual dress, but it goes to the floor. You
Okay.
know, like you've seen them.
Yes, I have. I have one.
So it's like cotton material. And
Like Juicy Couture?
no.
Like the Juicy suits?
God, no. Yeah, it was like all sweat material.
Just one big juicy suit. All right, go on.
Anyway,
Hot
I was
fire.
wearing that. There were tea candles lined up along the wall sitting on the floor. So Brian and I were like leaning up against the wall, like waiting in line to book our spa appointment. And Brian and I were like talking, and they were helping the other person, and nobody speaks English.
Yeah.
And Brian, like, I at the time didn't speak any Spanish.
Yeah.
Brienne like had been living there for a little bit, so like knew some like words. So we were sitting there talking, and I feel like a sudden like warmth on my ankles, and I'm like, oh, like a little heater turned on.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a spa.
yeah,
You should
exactly.
expect those things.
I was like, Brienne, did you feel that? Like, do you feel that? It's kind of warm. And she was like, no. And so I looked down, and the bottom of my dress is like in flames.
Stop it.
And so I'm like, holy shit. And so like I like jump, like I like turn like away really fast, like from the wall. And as I turn around, I think that like twirling motion fanned the flames.
Get out of here.
So before I knew it, I was on fire. Like my dress was on
There's a
fire.
spider on you. Okay.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
And I don't like, it was chaos. It was chaos. I was on fire. And so everybody started screaming and running around, and like I just remember like jumping. Like I don't know, I didn't like stop, drop, and roll because I was like shocked at what was happening. And so all of a sudden I hear someone yell like, sit down, sit down. And I'm like, I don't think anyone spoke English.
Yeah.
And also like I don't know who said that.
An angel.
Yeah, exactly. I just burped really loud. So I sat down, and as I sat down, someone threw a bucket of water on me.
That is amazing.
And so I stood up, and my dress from here down was gone. Gone. Like, not just tattered, but like gone. And so I'm like in shock. My like from my butt to my ankle was burned.
Like, just like your skin.
My skin. So then they rushed me up to the showers because we were at a spa.
Oh.
Rushed me up to the showers. Brienne hosing me off with the shower, and she's like, I couldn't look at the time. I was like, I think I was just in shock. I don't really remember, but she was like, Jill, like, your skin was just like falling off.
Wait, so it was like properly burned.
Oh yeah, I had like first and second degree burns all down my leg. I couldn't feel anything. Like I was like, because I was like in shock, you know.
Okay.
But she was like, yeah, your skin was just, like, she's like, I was like peeling your skin off.
That is disgusting.
I know. So then they get me a taxi and take me to the hospital. And then I get there, and like we don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, and so I'm like in a hospital, like, and they're treating me.
Are you in Sevilla, or are you in
We were in
Barcelona?
Sevilla.
Okay.
So then anyway, I'll wrap it up. But like they washed me, they bandaged me, and then wrapped me up like a mummy, like at my leg, not my whole body.
All the way up.
All the way up. And then so I was like, okay, well, like they gave me like pain meds, and it was painful after the fact, like deep aching pain, and I was like oozing everywhere, and Brianna had to like change my bandage.
That is disgusting. I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Really?
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I don't think
I love doing wound care as a burn
Really?
nurse now. I'm not that I'm currently a burn nurse, but I fucking love it.
Why?
It's so satisfying to get it all clean and then bandaged and then it's like perfect little package while the person's like writhing in pain.
What does it mean by being clean?
You have to clean them once a day.
They get dirty?
To prevent bacterial growth.
Oh.
To
Can you just like
prevent
spray
infection.
it with something?
No. Because bacteria, like
Put
you
some
have
Purell
to.
on it.
Oh God, that would hurt so bad.
Just
I had a
alcohol
patient who did
isopropyl.
that one time. He like his like whole hand bandage fell off, and we need to clean it and wrap it if that happens. And he like was like, oh, it's fine. So I went in there and I was like, what happened here? Like what went on? He was like, well, I just got some of those alcohol swabs and I just like.
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude, you can't do that.
I just don't. Yeah.
Anyway, so my trip to
survived.
Sevilla ended. I flew home, sat in my oozing bandages for 13 hours on my flight home,
Transatlantic, yeah.
and took some oxy and slept for the next 2 days.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So that's when I thought I might die. Caught on fire.
What are your thoughts on cheating in a relationship, and what is it?
Wow.
What
Shit.
is it?
Well, you just opened a can of worms.
No. These questions are pretty elementary.
That's crazy that you said that, because when you were saying like, what did I say about Lydia and I, like
That you were monogamous for now, and that you'd had conversations about it,
yeah.
and that stuff can happen.
I forget what the question was though originally that made me say that, but
So what are your thoughts on cheating in a relationship, and what is it?
yeah. Well, first I'll say what is it? I think that I believe in like emotional cheating is a thing.
Yeah.
Because it depends. Cheating, it depends on what the definition of your relationship is.
Mm.
Like, if we've defined our relationship to be monogamous, or like you are like my person, like I will go to you with like my emotional things. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it just depends on the definition, because whatever then falls outside of that can be would be considered cheating.
Yeah.
I think different people in their relationship often perceive what counts as cheating as different unless they've had a conversation about it.
Do you think people should have a conversation?
100%.
Why?
Because things will happen whether you want them to or not. Like, we're all human and we're complicated. We're not just like, I choose you for the rest of my life, done.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Like, you are attracted to other people. You start to develop feelings for other people, and you have to learn to navigate that. You can't, like, we're not immune to being attracted to other people than our partner.
Okay.
Nobody is, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, that was aggressive. But I also don't. I am a monogamous person.
Okay.
So like it doesn't come naturally to me to be able to like love multiple people in that way.
Yeah,
at the
I
same
get
time.
that.
So yeah, I think cheating depends on your relationship and what you define it as. My thoughts on cheating. I don't like the expression like once a cheater, always a cheater.
Why
I
not?
hate that because it doesn't give anyone any room for just being a human.
What is a career you never pursued?
Oh. Being a vet.
Oh. Why did you not?
I thought I liked people better than animals. But it turns out that's not true.
Wait, you thought you liked people better than animals?
So I didn't want to be a vet because I was like, I want to work with people, not animals.
I get it.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Did you want to be a horse vet? Equine?
I think I thought the idea sounded really romantic. Romantic's not the right, but I was like, oh, horse vet,
in
cool.
certain circles.
You know.
Those circles that I run in, it's not like, they're a horse vet? Oh my gosh. Their number. But I do.
You don't know my circles then.
I romanticize it. My circles don't, but I do. My really good friend's sister is a horse vet.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In Lompoc.
Lompoc.
Yeah.
I used to have rodeos there.
Yes.
I did high school rodeo there.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I wanted to be, in college, I was like, oh, I'll be a small animal vet because that's like more easy. It's easier. And like,
would a dog be considered a small animal?
Yeah, like small animal
What
as in
about a
like dogs
big
and
dog?
cats. Yeah. Yes.
Is a big dog still a small animal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to check if this is recording. Yeah, it is. Okay, 2 more questions.
Okay.
When you hear the siren of an ambulance, what's the first thought that comes to mind?
They're going to Harborview.
Why
Which
not
is the
Swedish?
trauma hospital I used to work at. Why not Swedish?
Yeah.
Because every trauma goes to Harborview.
Really?
So it's, no, that's my first thought, yeah.
So, ambulance means trauma.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Does ambulance mean that they are alive or actively dying?
Probably actively dying.
Really?
Obviously, I know that's not true, but that's what I associate it with.
Really?
Yeah.
What if you hear one in Idaho?
I mean,
You think
it's an
Harborview?
emergency. Oh, no. No, I don't think, I'm thinking in Seattle if I
Yeah.
hear one. I think
All
they're
right.
going to Harborview.
Okay.
But no, in Idaho, I don't know what I would think. I would think like, shit, that sucks.
Right? Somebody's life has changed.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last question for you.
Okay.
And then next you get ask me a question. So the last question for you is, who is a person or people who have always wanted the best for you?
Oh.
Someone who has cared about who you would become and what you would become.
My family?
Really?
Yeah. Brienne specifically?
No.
Of course.
What?
100%.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Why?
She's the most like loving person. We have our differences and I hate her sometimes.
Yeah.
But like she's been my best friend my entire life. And no matter what, like we always are on each other's side.
Really?
Always.
Really?
I love her because like I know her and she is a good human.
And she wants the best for you.
And she wants best for me. She loves me too.
She's on Team Jill.
Yeah.
Really. And you've always known that. The
Yeah.
conviction that you have about it is very solid.
Oh yeah. It is solid. Yeah, I mean we've had our hard times, but I've always known that like she's always gonna be there for me and always gonna be my person.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for answering all 15 questions. What question do you have for me? You don't have to ask any questions. It's fine. We can end this right now. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
God, you just asked me 16 and I get to choose
15.
one?
No, I
get
asked
to
you
choose
15.
one?
No, not one of these.
No, I know, but I
Any
just mean
other
like
one.
I have to choose one question
exactly.
when you just asked me 15.
Uh-huh. I'm in control. This is me being in control of this situation, where it appears like I'm losing control because I'm giving you an option. This makes me nervous.
Manipulation.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, now I'm curious about that same. I know this is boring, but I'm curious about that same question for you.
Which one?
Who's someone that who's always like been like you're like there for you?
So it really is my parents, honestly, because they are able to. Let's say I have a list of 10 needs. They're able to like simultaneously, each of them fill different ones for me. Like maybe it's a sense of safety, maybe it's a sense of like being known, being valued. They're able to do those things.
Even
But here's the thing.
during your hard times.
That's the thing, is that in my most difficult parts of life, I never had someone that knew all of me. And so, I think that they were unaware of things that I needed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to convey what I needed. And so I think that once I was able to like leave home, live in different places, I would find people that would then fulfill the needs of security and love and adventure and things. However, like at a baseline, the people that have always wanted what's best for me is my parents. So maybe they know that they're not filling everything that I need, but they have let me take huge risks because they want what's best for me.
Right.
And that wanting what's best for me is different than knowing all parts of me, I think.
Yeah.
So they would.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that a person can know all the things that you need and provide those things?
That's a really good question. I have some friends, like I have a really good friend, Nate. Like he knows a huge percentage of who I am, but there's like so many things that he just doesn't know about me. And honestly, he probably doesn't even care to know about me, and that's fine. So no, I don't think one person can. I've got my friend Adam back in London, and he and Nate are like opposites, right? And so I get Adam knows all of this of me, and then Nate knows all of that. And I guess I've created this whole hodgepodge of friends to be known,
Right.
because I think that I seek people to know me. And I just try to like create a whole community of people so that I feel that if I'm not feeling known here, I know
You can
they
go
know.
here.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good follow-up question. So no, I don't think. But I do hope like in the future that I do have a partner that knows me more than others.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, those are all the questions. Thank you so much. This was
Thank
really
you.
fun.
It was fun.
I really appreciate how honest you are and how much you brought yourself to the table and how much you revealed about what's
you.
important to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching another episode of Oh, Go On Then, You're Amongst Friends.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Oh, Go On Then, You're Amongst Friends. All of the podcasts are made possible thanks to the generosity of our online community of supporters, who I see as the friends who listen along. You can visit ohgoonthen.com to learn more about the podcast and maybe consider supporting the creation of new episodes. You'll find the link to ohgoonthen.com in the show notes below. To all of you who listen and have been so encouraging, thank you, thank you, thank you. Could not do this without you. And I look forward to our next episode together.